Zealoters, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Must we be celebrating as Africans or we must be crying? This is a question a lot of people are asking because some few days ago, the whole of West Africa was celebrating because somebody rose up in Benin Republic and decided to move towards the direction of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And this person is Ouattara, the new president of Benin. So, the whole world was celebrating because when Patrice Talon was the president of Benin, the relationship between them was not good. To the point that there's border closure, nobody could cross to anywhere because always the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have been accusing Patrice Talon for allowing its territory to be used as a launch pad against Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. So, Patrice Talon, the time was due. He decided not to change the constitution to be a good democratic leader, and then he stepped aside and Ouattara came. When Ouattara came, he invited the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Within 48 hours, then the TT people decided to launch an attack on Benin because they were sending a signal to the new president that, you see these three nations, you can never be friends with them. Only for us to wake up again and hear that France has decided to send military equipment to Benin. And people are asking, are we uniting or we are dividing? How can you just shake hands with your brothers just a few days ago? And now France is sending military equipment to you for what reason? Is it for entertainment? What relationship still exists between Benin and then France?
Ladies and gentlemen, France comes to Nouveau to surprise the world, and Africans ask multiple questions. What is France playing at? I don't know if I should laugh or cry. If Africans should laugh or cry, then it is a donation, a military donation, that the French Republic has just provided to the Beninese army. But please don't laugh at all, because it makes you cry. It makes you cry, yes. We remember, before reaching the gift that France has just offered to the Benin, we remember the 5 bicycles that the French Republic had as a donation to the Gabonese police, the bikes. Ladies and gentlemen, this time, given the arrival of the new president and a rapprochement with Niger, the France of Mr. Emmanuel Macron, I don't know if I should say the son of Ila. I don't know if I should use what term he has just offered to the Beninese army. Anti-mine equipment. As military donations with 2 pickup trucks. As military donations, a military donation. Ladies and gentlemen. But ask yourself the question, who equips these terrorists? Who pays for these terrorists and provides rolling stock to these terrorists to make mines? It's almost the same people. Yes, it's almost the same people there, you understand. And these people work for who I see that it's these are the images you see here. I don't need to talk too much. This is while Russia, Turkey, Iran, China, North Korea offers drones of combat aircraft, helicopters and missiles, i.e. real multiple rocket launcher systems, real scramblers, de haute quality. France comes to give clothes to Beninese soldiers. That, ladies and gentlemen, are fighting the mines. We will go deep. I don't speak to speak. I don't make fun of the Arabic of the Beninese people. I don't make fun of the Arab of the Benin. But it is rather France who doesn't care about Africans. We have to be clear about this, yes. Look what the Turkey offered to the country of the U.S. Drones that hit terrorists properly. Look what Russia offers to us. Look at what China, all other states. Iran and others offer the country of the U.S. It really fights against terrorists, ladies and gentlemen. What do they tell us? We are told what to share this video conference massively. France reinforces, it says it builds the capabilities of the armed forces. Beninese against improvised explosive devices. It says it strengthens the military capabilities of the army, Beninese, against improvised explosive devices. These are not machines for message in Ukraine. There are machines made for message because when you leave people, we fight there, we give equipment of the clothes that the man must wear on his body to get in touch with the mine. During this time, we transfer high-end vehicles from demining to Ukraine. We transfer types of minesweepers to Kiev, explosive string deminers. So we launch the rope, and it explodes all the way, many of you know it. I am more addressing the military. During this time, the Beninese army is exposed to the contact with the mine. A simple garment can do what in front of a mine. Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen the Mali side of Burkina Faso? They have manufactured vehicles. Vehicles were given to Burkina Faso to deminer. Let's go deep when we talk a lot about Africans. Believe that we are against Africa. This is not the case.
That's why you see me.
I don't make too many videos of African videos. I don't do everything because when we fight for Africa, the Africans come to fight us again. Is where I don't understand, ladies and gentlemen. The military partnership between Le Benin and LA, France, recorded a new advance with the discount in capital water for the fight against improvised explosive devices. The ceremony was held yesterday on June 23, 2026, au Centre de Development to Actions Conflicting Moving Positions and Depollution Colonel. According to Colonel John Kawagu Mpina, the equipment was handed over to the 1st Engineer Battalion and the CPADD in the presence of the Chief of the General Staff of the Beninese Armed Forces, represented by Colonel Gilbert Lositode. The gift of the French Republic includes shrapnel of improvised explosive devices from the guns, disruptor guns, portable burners, specialized intervention vehicles, as well as several technical equipment intended for operations, detection and neutralization. According to the Beninese military authorities, these equipment will strengthen operational capabilities. Units engaged in the confronted areas to the threat of improvised explosive devices, especially in the north of the country. The director of the CPA of Lieutenant Colonel Ndimong Say Sardi recalled the role of the Center and the 1st Battalion of Engineers in the response to current security challenges. He stressed the need to adapt the technical means, the evolution of the methods used by armed groups. The defense agent of the French Embassy in Benin, Lieutenant Colonel Arnaud Ardillier, indicated that this allocation is aimed at to improve the security of the military and civilian population. He highlighted the importance of portable jammers. In explosive device neutralization operations, Colonel Gilbert Lositode has, on behalf of the High Military Command, Beninese expressed the recognition of the armed forces, Beninese towards France, for CET's support to strengthen the country's security capabilities. particularly in the context of Operation Mirador. According to Le Benin and LA France, first question. France ruled the U.S. states. For how many years they could not eliminate the terrorists? These same terrorists were laying mines in the U.S. countries. They have not provided this material. See the new position of the new Beninese leader. France comes closer like a missionary to the Benin. But when France reinforces its presence with the Benin, you believe that the countries of Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, there they will accept the outstretched hand of the new Beninese president. I think not. I think not, on the contrary. They come here to further militarize the terrorists, reinforce the terrorists, pretending to support the Benin, to continue to stay on Beninese territory. Otherwise, in reality, they have to give combat aircraft to the Benin. They must give 09s to the Benin. They must give real military aircraft to the Beninese army. You understand what a simple garment will face. To a real mine, or to face the real terrorists, armed with Western heavy weapons. This is to make fun of Africans. Is to make fun of us Africans. Give military equipment to Africans, and you yourself leave our lands. Do we want to give the Benin a real military capacity to deal with terrorists? The proof is that the same terrorists there, they have the same master with countries that support them. Yes, yes. This is the reality, that they supply ammunition, terrorist financing. The Benin there, the equipment we give them there, they will fight against too. Against the same terrorists, financed by France and SES media of Europe, true or false. Who finances the terrorists? But who do we care about? Who do we care in the end? And when we will talk, other Africans will come shooting at us. They will come and shoot us. You think you're sitting at home like this, and then the terrorist will come for nothing. Disturb you at home to do what? To earn what? There is someone who pays it, who gives everything to harm the people of Benin. And that's what we're talking about. They pretend to support the Benin, but in reality, it is to continue. To keep their position on Beninese territory is to make the son of Billy Leah a new Beninese head of state, who has another distant vision of being in harmony with his neighbors. Yes, because the arrival of CE, the tricks he did at LAS, it's great. Understand, it's great. France has seen this in a bad light, and it is necessary that it imposes itself and continues to make the soft eyes to this new Beninese sovereign. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen? This French support for the Benin might not succeed, especially in relationships between the Niger and the Benin, that it's a true reality. It's a true reality, so here it is. The announcement that I had to relay to you. I don't know how many Africans will see the thing, but France has never given anything good. In the country of African state, we saw what they gave to Gabon: 5 bicycles. Bicycles and bicycles. While countries offer real vehicles. To the police, we come to give the bicycles. Remember when they were at Burkina Faso? What they gave? They offered wooden weapons to Burkina Faso. And then the Burkinabe spoke in their mouths. Early, with the wood by hand, the board by hand. When text will we leave in these mockery, my brothers? I am not your opponent. I tell the truth, and not many people like it. Because the Beninese will come and shoot me. because they will think I am against them. No, let's take our responsibilities. Let's decide who our true partner is. This is the reality of the new Beninese college. There he came with a clear vision. To be united with your neighbors. But these precautions that France continues to make, I doubt it will succeed, ladies and gentlemen. And gentlemen, share the video conference in all possible groups. Buy it all over the world. Secure the video with a maximum of, I like it. Don't try to subscribe so you don't miss the page anymore. But also not to lose our video conferences anymore. I'll be back later for a next series of information. Be safe once again. Bye-bye.
They have even sat down, drew a committee to make sure they reopen the border between Niger and Benin. And we've seen that all in all, General Abdurrahman Tiani has laid down some 2 conditions before this border will be reopened. And these conditions, they said they are non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. They have to make sure they have access to their intelligence before the border will be opened. So after all these things and progress that they have made with the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso within the shortest possible time that this man came into office, everybody was expecting that the relationship will continue like that. And France, that has always been the vocal point when it comes to the attacks in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, whereby the leaders are pointing fingers at France. The new president of Benin will distance himself from France if only he wants to work with the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Only for this man to finish whatever, and then boom, we are having military equipment from France to Benin. And this has been the tension between Patrice Talon and the presidents or the leaders of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. So now that they have brought this equipment, people are asking, because Africans, we need to sit down and ask some critical questions. Always we are seeing that people are giving us equipment. They can't give us their technology. They can't give us their anything. They can only send equipment into the continent that they are giving it to us to protect ourselves. But Ukraine that needs them. Ukraine is on fire. Ukraine is at war. Look at Sudan. Sudan is at war. Look at Congo. Congo is at war. Yet, they will leave such places and bring these things to countries that are not at war with anybody. And why should they always be shipping these things to us in Africa? So people are wondering, what are these military equipment for? If we are talking about uniting among ourselves, reopening borders where we can have free trade, we can move among ourselves freely, we can unite, because this was a beautiful day. He moved from Mali, he went to Niger, he went to Burkina Faso, shaking hands. We were all excited that finally there's going to be a unification in Africa, whereby the Africans will put their differences aside and work together. But if we are having the same person that is always making sure that there's destabilization according to the leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and Benin that is trying to work hand in hand with his brothers, still having these people sending equipment into Benin, then we need to be asking ourselves questions. What are they meant for? Who are we going to use these things on? Are we ready for our own sovereignty? Because when we are talking about sovereignty, we have to take decisive and bold steps. And taking these steps means that there are a lot of things that we have to do away with. Like the one that just happened, the president of Niger taking a very bold step to withdraw from the ICC. Because according to him, this court is not serving the purpose. It's only after African leaders. And looking at all the things that are happening in Mali, in Niger, and Burkina, and the person behind, you can see that a cockroach can never be innocent in the midst of fowls. So you, the cockroach, must advise yourself not to be in the midst of fowls, so that at the end of the day, the fowls will not use you for their lunch or supper. That is exactly what happened. And now Benin, with a new president, we're expecting Wagdani to at least cut ties and then form new alliance. But with this equipment, people are asking a lot of questions. Should we be celebrating? Should we be happy? Or we should start weeping? Because what are these things for? At this crucial moment that we've seen the four countries uniting, and boom, the man just came not quite long, and we are receiving these things again. What are they for? Why can't they give us something else aside these that we have to be using against ourselves? We just hope that this new president, Wagdani, will take a bold step in order to work with his brothers and sisters, because the time for the African unification is now. And if we are not able to unite to save ourselves, there is none that can do it for us. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Benin.